Hello, my name's Nick and this is my transporter behind me. It's a 2005 T5 short wheelbase and I've owned this vehicle for the last 4 years, and it was very lightly converted into a camper. Somebody had put a ply sort of platform for a bed and some units in there, which I used for the first four years and had a great time in. But I was always hankering after doing my own conversion to put my own stamp on it and do it to my own specifications. So over the last 6 weeks now I've got started, and I've thoroughly enjoyed all the research and loads and loads of YouTube videos that I've watched, and become a bit obsessed with really kind of finding out what I'm going to do with it. I'm absolutely loving doing it. So yeah, I'm gonna really talk a little bit about why I've chosen how to do it, to start with, and then show you what I've done to date. I think there's a lot of vans out there that have got all the bells and whistles on, which is lovely, but that wasn't really for me. I've just come up from cycle touring and bike packing, and I was an ultra runner, so really all I wanted to do is get out there in the countryside, use the van, sleep over, enjoy the countryside, and that's it in its most basic form. So I didn't feel I needed all the extra things that you can buy for these. And firstly, it costs a lot of money to convert a van, and then secondly, you have to power all the things that you get. So if you start getting cookers and water supply and all these kind of things that require a power source, then your power consumption goes up, and then solar is absolutely necessary. I'm going to see if I can get away with not putting solar on to start with, but I do want a fridge. At the moment I've got a split charger battery which is semi set up onto the 110 amp hour leisure battery, and then I'll just have the LED lights and USB ports. So if you keep it simple, then I don't feel that I probably need the solar panel. But what I'm going to do is keep the ceiling off, so I don't want to cover that up. So then maybe at a later date I'll have to put some solar on and run some wires through there and drill through the roof, etc. So that option is open to me at a later date. But as I say, keep it simple if you can. It's cheaper. Money is a consideration obviously when you're converting vans, and it's not a cheap do. So yeah, and really I want to be cooking outside at the end of the day, so I want a gas cooker which I can take outside and sit in the sun and enjoy the reason that we come out here in our vans, but also have the option to use it indoors as well. So it's kind of if it's not screwed down, then you can go where you like with it. So anyway, I'm going to show you around what I've done so far, and hope you enjoy what you see. Okay, so let's have a look inside. Now, first thing you will see probably is the lovely oak flooring that I have literally just finished today. I've put the last panels in. This is not one piece of material, so it's a vinyl flooring, but it comes in strips, and I find it really much easier to do it in strips rather than in one piece, because you're fighting with a big piece of material. With the strips you can go right up to the edges, and you can get a really nice tight fit around the wheel arches and the sides, so it just looks a really neat finish. I would recommend going into your local carpet warehouse, maybe not one of the big companies, but a smaller sort of family run one that I go to in Norwich, and buying your tiles as leftover, kind of from different projects. They've quite often got small number which they will sell off to you cheaply, or remnants of, as they call them, of other jobs. So I got this whole piece for £50. You need 5 square meters for a short wheelbase vehicle, and I think it looks a treat, and it's gone down really nicely. So one thing that I have had a little bit of problem with is this step here. I did buy a deeper step, plastic step from a company, but it didn't go too well. What with the 12 mil of the ply, and then the covering, the thickness of the vinyl itself, and then the insulation underneath, I don't think I'm going to get this It says it allows for 14 to 16 mil, but it's just not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to come up with a solution. I might end up cutting it about and just doing a cover on it, and who knows, that's to be decided. So I'm going to take you around the back to have a look in the back end. The first thing you see here is that I have managed to get a nice threshold piece of plastic which fits over there, and I think that really finishes it off well. Looks beautiful from this angle. Looking straight through the van up to the double swivel seat. This is from Kira Vans. It's a perfect addition to the short wheelbase vehicle because you really need to take advantage of all the space that you can, and it's a game changer really when I had my fixed bed in. Yes, I did have a fixed bed in this when I got it, and there was just literally no other room, so turning that around was excellent in gaining that little bit of extra space. The other thing I got from Kira Vans is the window. This is a new sliding window because the last one was really leaky. It was kind of almost at the point where it was going to be corroding the floor down there because it had been leaking for such a long time. It had rotted the ply, but it hadn't, unfortunately it hadn't actually damaged the vehicle itself, so I got that changed over. I got that for about £140, and then a local guy, windscreen fitter, was able to take it out and replace it for me because it was just easier to get somebody with the right tool to go and like a cheese slice thing, they kind of slice it out much easier. I didn't own one of those, I didn't know how to do it, so for £80, old one out, new one in within an hour or less, and that's a perfect job. So you will see that I have also, you know, carpeted down the sides. Behind the carpeting, this was originally covered in ply all the way down, so when I took it off it was in really nice condition, and I then covered it. I cut the ply up, so I recycled it slightly, and then covered up my insulation. So from the sound deadening level, the layer, this was layer 1, and then I used some fleece. All this was from Dodo Mat. I used the van liner, should I say, next to the silver foil like I've got on the ceiling there, and then I used the fleecy layer and then put the ply on and then covered it in 4-way stretch carpet. The 4-way stretch carpet has gone really well. I'm so chuffed with how it looks. It's a really easy product to use. It's very forgiving. You start getting folds, but then you just pull them out, and as long as you're careful with it, I think this has come out beautifully. It's a really nice job. I think it just looks the biz, I think. So I'm dead chuffed. So one thing you will see on this side is these conduit pipes. So that's another thing that I've put in. I've gone all the way over the ceiling and come down this panel, this here, into this point here. So this is where my wiring is going to go over, all the way over, and it's going over to bring a USB port on in here where I'm going to put some shelving, and also a light which is going to go up the top. It's going to be a strip LED. I've got 1 meter strip LED, one for this side up here and one for this side up here, and I'm hopefully going to be able to put those on the dimmer. So really that's kind of it so far. The only other thing that I've done is I've put a couple of USB ports in the dashboard. I haven't really done anything else in the dash apart from I have put new speakers in the door panels there because the speakers were blown, and also I took the opportunity to put some sound deadening in also. So hopefully, well, it certainly sounds better. I mean, the vehicle is much quieter since I stripped it back to the van itself, the metalwork, and then built it up. It's so much quieter. It feels a nice place starting to feel a nice place to be in. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to the next stage. I'm going to be putting some cabinets down this side, and I've already bought the birch ply, so I'm going to put some long ones up here, and obviously we'll have the worktop here, but it's going to be fairly short, so I'm only going to go to this point here where I will riv nut it in, and then I've got a bigger wardrobe and a smaller worktop. I didn't feel I needed a bigger worktop because I'm only going to have a cooker which is removable on the top, and then underneath there'll hope to be a fridge in the future, and we'll see where we go. So really looking forward to the next part. Thanks for watching and see you later. Bye.